Hello and welcome to Mobile Adventures, where we will still be working on the mansion, but we'll try and do a little more than just that. So anyway, I have more or less surrounded the buttresses and the main brick on the three sides here, and I got the swimming pool part built and the most of the structure for the ballroom. Nothing has been done with the tower since. Anyway, I found that, well, two things actually. This is actually done the right way, and the reason that looked weird here is I didn't have a column of bricks there. So, in actuality, this is done right, and this is done wrong, but I had both sides. I had this back side and this side all built out, so in spite of it being wrong, it's going to stay as it is. So when you're on this side of the mansion, it'll more or less look the way it was this side was done, which is not exactly right. In fact, this might even be more wrong than anticipated, really. Yeah, that might be a do-over. Yeah, this wall's got to come back one. That's not in the correct position at all. And everything's all wonky on this end because of how it all meets together. And when you're on this side of the house, it'll mirror how this side was done. So yeah, this is still not exactly right. So what I might do, I'm just thinking out loud at this point. By the way, this is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that, but comes at the cost of control, like walking into trees, buildings, and pits of death. State that while we're at it. I might just do like I did here with this buttress, which is not exactly right either, but keep the window that's over there and move everything one block over. Fun. So there was if you saw the very, very end of the last video, there was a screw up that I did, and screwed up royally. Is when I'm backing up the world, what I do is I have the backup folder and the recycling bin open, and what I do is copy the finished product, that is after this recording, to the backup folder, and take the old backup and move it over to the recycling bin. But for some silly reason, instead of copying to the backup folder, I tried copying to the recycle bin. And the computer said right then and there that if you do that, you're going to delete a file forever. And you had a choice whether to abort or continue. I chose to abort. It just deleted the world anyway. Which meant everything you saw last week was gone. So I spent a lot of time, and I mean a lot, going back, redoing everything that you saw from what was at the very beginning of the previous episode. Started from that point. Now we can do that. So basically I spent all the time trying to get back to where we were when we ended. In some ways I actually came out ahead. Some ways did not. I mean, some of it's not obvious that you're gonna notice, like, let me just put these away here. And I might be putting those back there anyway. Anyway, we found more diamonds. And of course, I separated the diamonds here and this obsidian here, which they swapped positions, but that's fine. To ultimately make an enchanting room in the mansion up on the second level. And I found that because of the way this was put together somewhat wrong, the structure was off by one on the inside, so that's actually a good thing that we did it over, because that's fixed. We had more arrows from skeletons than when in the original that we lost, but more or less we are in the same position. We've recreated everything that we did have, such as our Nether portal. I also recreated, albeit better, the entry point that we did have. Boy, some of this just doesn't align. But then again, it's just the way it is. However, this is going to have to be pulled back one. And I am thinking I'm just going to do like I did, again, like with that buttress over there, is that this is just going to be, I'm just going to shift this over. I'm going to leave this the way it is. We're not going to spend a crap load of time doing this stuff, because I do want to get, there's other things that I need to get done. Is when I'm on the first floor of the mansion, I hear zombies, so there is something underneath. I want to try and figure out what that is. Also want to, we're going to move the player. And we went for the shovel. I'm doing that so it doesn't wind up in the wrong spot. Yeah, we got more sheep wool. Definitely. Got more of that than we did in the original alliteration that we... the original version of how things were going. And yes, I'm still making stone tools, because iron hasn't been something that we've come by often. Also, I went back to the woods where we saw these trees. Didn't really go any further, because then I remembered I had saplings and planted these. These are going to be a detail that's going to go on the somewhat of a mansard roof on top of this thing. But yes, just to show you, I mean, I haven't put any of the windows in, but I have built the structure. So one of the things I definitely want to to do is figure out where the zombie noises are coming from. Get rid of the problem. But I think right now, because... Wait a minute. Yeah, we got plenty of this stuff. Because this is a relatively small issue. Yeah, see, when you get to this side, it's all going to look the right way. So, yeah, this has to come out one. Or does it? Oh, come on. Memory is not wanting to play nice right now. Yeah, so that is not correct. So these do have to come out one. So we're just gonna fix that little problem. What the? Yeah, we do need to fix this while we're at it. As boring as this is, but like I said, we're not going to spend all day building this mansion or fixing it, because this was something I wanted all ready to go before we started this episode, and we're not ready. It's painful as how long it takes to break this stuff, and we're not going to be able to see this, so we'll just fill it in with cobble. And we're going to be knocking down cobble as we go along. Maybe that's going to be all off camera. So, maybe that was not the best way to do it, but that was the way I decided to do it. Because that's the buttress. And then the wall goes here. Which again, get rid of this stuff if it's wrong later. Okay, how about up here? And we got an issue here. Oh, we have the cave system. This might be our issue. Maybe not. We do have that. And there are ways in and out of here, so we'll just put that there to be safe. Actually, we need to put this here to be safe. And over here, we'll grab this. And we're moving the player. Let's see. Did we miss? Okay, I can't see, so yeah, we did miss this piece here. We're going to place. Unduck. Yeah, I want to fix this. I want to get this done right. But before we do that, we're going to need to go into the mine. Maybe we can figure out where that zombie issue is coming from, because we actually, it actually does come across there. And it's right in here. But before we do that, we're just going to grab some. We didn't need to go this far, but we did anyway. I think this is part of the issue right here, is this little section that we're chiseling our way into. So yeah, backing up went wrong. Somehow, being that this is a Android device that's beyond version 11, without additional tools, I somehow finagled that backup into the Minecraft world. I don't know why that they decide that the Minecraft world folder is something that you shouldn't be messing with, being that it's kind of where you put your Minecraft worlds, and maybe you might want to remove some, put some back, accidentally ruin a world, or it gets corrupted, might want to put a backup in. Why do you need add-ons? Just so you can play with that file folder destination? Doesn't make sense. But I managed to get it to I did manage to get it to let me put the file in the backup into the folder. So basically, like I said, I restarted off camera, rebuilding exactly everything that we did from the very beginning. And like I said, in ways we came out ahead, in other ways we did not. Alright, now somewhere in this, so I'm going to try to build a little staircase to it. That's gonna bust soon. All I got left is the iron one. I'm still doing the stone tool thing because, like I said, iron seems to be thing that we're not coming across too much of. Somewhere in here we've heard monster noises, so I'm trying to figure out where and how. Oh, I think we may have figured that one out. May have. Alright, that's our mine. So that may be what we had our issue. I am not 100% sure that it's fully resolved. But I do know that it's dark out. A move. I want to get that one thing done. Alright, if we have any green hissy-boomy things. That'll be enough. That'll be enough to get him. There you go. That one's dead. Alright. Yeah, so I want to fix this problem. This problem does need to be addressed. Another thing I want to do is ultimately start laying out the land for the village that ultimately I would like to see. Oh, we need pickaxes. So we need pickaxes that we did not. First, let's get rid of some junk like this. And it's going to choose the wrong material per usual. Go over here and fix this corner and then get to doing stuff. This is also not right, but we fix that. painful part is how long it takes to break this stuff. Break. Of course, we're not ready for enchanting yet, although we need to take care of another thing that also does have to do with that. Alright, now we will swap that with that and press X a few times. So, yep, we have the height right here. Swap it out for cobble here. Good. And this may be where this whole thing moves over. Okay, that lines up there. This is correct here, but pickaxe would be great. So, yeah, another anticlimactic thing, trying to figure out where the zombie noises were coming from. Didn't turn out to be much of any. How about the dirt? Oh, we went too far with this. And there. Which means this comes over one. Which this will be, actually let's just do this. Because this is correct over here. Just painfully chisel this out of the way. Which this can come out of here. Which of course we will be fixing everything as we go along. And this is where all the wonkiness comes into play. That is correct. We can move. This is correct. But because of how... Yeah, because like I said, this was messed up a little bit. And it was just too much work already went into it to bother repairing. Just leaving it as it is. What I might do is just make this the entryway. so that, yeah, it might be messed up, but at least it'll have a reason to be. And we just did exactly what I didn't want. So I mean, that is actually correct there, but this is 1, 2, 3, 6 here. Yeah, this will be our entryway to this side. And there's going to be a grand staircase and everything, and we've already wasted the entire washer phase just fixing this crap. Beautiful. Alright, so not what I wanted to do, but that's not terribly important. What I want to do right now is, before we do dryer phase, is just fill in that. Yeah, whatever. When we get to that. I mean, all the beams line up here. And the beams should line up here. Which they do. See, the cow even told us. So this is correct. And it lines up with the beam to the house. I don't know why I have to keep verifying, but we do. Because I'm that way. Move. Yep, it lines up perfectly fine. So, I'm going to go to sleep, and then there's going to be a lot of rainy days during the work week, so maybe take care of the mansion during then, for the most part, maybe. So, not with our best stuff. We're going to go to the Nether and see what we can see. Until then. And we're back. Alright, now that we got our ducks in a row, so to speak. One of the things I wanted to do, and we do need to put some stuff away while we're at it. Actually, that, okay, yeah, we can combine that there. That's stuff we don't need for the moment. So let's put this stuff here that we're not going to need for the exact moment that we're here. Yeah, put that there. That there. I don't think we're going to need that. We're not going to risk that. We don't really need to risk that. I can junk this, pressing the X. I'm standing further away from the dryer, so maybe I can actually hear things. I could have also put all that in here, which was the whole point. We might want this just in case. I'll put it. That's not what I said. How about this goes here, that can go there. Actually, we can put that there. So I rebuilt our little nether enclosure. It is significantly stronger than the sheep. Oh, we are also not wearing, and we can jump, and we can jump. And we could have jumped when we pressed the jump button. That would have been nice. We needed to wear gold. I forgot about that. Actually, let's... sacrifice quality a little less, and put this back. Oh, of course, now we're gonna have to play the shuffle now. Alright, let's shuffle this again. Seriously? Fortunately, those things are too big to get in. So let's put things in proper. Okay, that's good, that's good. That can go there. Actually, that can go there. Okay, this was not where we came out. But he's got a gold sword. That's a bit of a pro. We can run. Yeah, eventually that's going to get closed off. I need to be moving the player in the correct direction. Move the player. Stop being dead, start being working. Oh, okay, jumping. Jumping. Imagine I press jump and jump happens. Alright, this I didn't want to do. Okay, yeah, I keep forgetting we can't really do this. The food is gone. Surprise, surprise. So there's nothing in there. That's... Okay, I guess we can... And... put that in there. This... And... only 9 of them. Yet we are grossly ill-prepared, which, per usual, is how everything works. Because why should it? Alright, not the position we want. Pressing X. Nope, not gonna work. Oh, we don't have flint and steel anymore. Well, like I said, we're not losing most of what's important, so. Stuff back. What the heck? Oh. Okay. We do have gold on, so we should be okay. We're in slightly better position this time. Definitely use these. I think we only get, the raw block back. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. break. No, we don't want to do that yet. Alright, we're going to do what's called cutting our losses, but we're not done yet. Alright, so got a little more back. And we're going to put these here. And flip that, put that there, and put, well, we got 10, we needed 9. Oh, hissy-boomy. Exactly what we didn't want. Pressed exactly, but there we go. We don't have a shovel because I think we put that away for safekeeping. No skeleton remains. Alright, so we put away stuff for some safekeeping. Yeah, we gotta get this house built. I should have just guided the creeper over and had him blow a hole in the... What's it? Yeah, you just can't trust those Nether sheep. Alright, so... no safe way down there. And so... Should have brought the Should have brought the axe. Punching is a bit slow. Alright, so we see this end. Let's check this side while those things are romping around. Apparently they have crossbows now. Ooh. Run, run. Yeah, once again, we're still not exactly ready. Plus, there's nowhere to really go yet. Okay, keep these things there. So back these things come. You could have definitely used some of that. Yeah, we're not... Those things are still kind of a big threat right now, but couldn't really go anywhere if we wanted to. Not that we're giving up by any means. This there, put that there. I can only bone meal those things. We need... I'm gonna put this away, and those away. And like that over there, and lump the stuff that we need together. That can be consolidated. Fancy way of keeping everything together. And 2 more of them. There. This goes there. Alright, so one of the things we also wanted to do was to... Yeah, we lost our flint and steel. We can grab one of those. So we were expanding out this way. Needs a bit of work. You could use brake. Very important we do that now. Jumping. And then we have this tree over here that is all destroyed, but I'm just trying to be sure we're clear here. Well, we're not. This tree was damaged. We could use some of the... This is flooring. Huh. Anything? Nope, not what I said. We're moving the player now. We're moving the player. Randomly whacking swords there. We did not make a shovel. Yeah, might as well. Need to fix some of the damage that was done. Anyway. Always the wrong material. More of this. String is not in this one. We do have another. Arrow there. Alright. Actually, we do kind of need to get this mansion done as well. Because we need to mark out where all the rooms go and everything. Junk. Okay, string was put in this. Oh, we do have some bone meal. And thinking. Whatever. Okay. I mean, ultimately, I would like to get this going here. That should never have happened. More flooring here. Well, let's just be sure we're safe. All right, up here. Up here. Up here, where I'm pressing. There we go. Now we got this. Maybe get that later, since it's a bit much of a thing. Let's junk. That's also junk. Break. Quite a bit of grading that needs to be done here. Also, some other things I'd like to get done as well is I don't know if it'll be on, maybe on this side or back here. I'm not sure yet. Thinking. It's dangerous, but and we can move the player. sure, but maybe this can be a farm. Well, I'm gonna try to. All right, let's. So many things I want to get done. So maybe at this level, we can get a farm going. And that's not what I wanted to do, but that was also, will not say the game just did whatever it wanted. Take these and just put them over here for now. Yeah, so over here when we get this built, here will be a grand staircase. Over here in this corner that goes up and goes to the next level. And everything I want to do, it requires things I don't have. Things I'm not ready for. I know I got plenty of dirt, but this is something that's gonna have to slowly be peeled back. Break. No, we didn't want to do that. We want the dirt here. Break. I'm just going to put those there for now. Yeah, we're going to make this the level of the farm. Plans are to have villagers ultimately take it over. Break. I need blaze rods to do any kind of, no, we're not whacking magically at anything here. We'll just, it's only a cup break. Funny how the bigger part of the building is the addition and not the actual house itself. Can't reach you. Break. Move. Damn, the game just doesn't listen. Turn. I can't do it. This is, everything's getting destroyed. What's happening? Go. Move. There he is. Okay, you're here. I just want enter and sleep. Alright, we need a sword. Nope. We need a sword. I will do this by hand because it's going to choose the wrong equipment. I'm going to put that one up there for now. We're going to grab the sword. We're going to grab the sword. There was a hissy-boomy. I want to see if I can get their assistance if it didn't disappear. Oh, we got a skeleton over there. swore we had something green that goes hiss and boom over here. Guess not. Alright, so junk, 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 X. As boring as it is, I like to get this house going. That way we can get all the important stuff we need done. And another arrow here. If we only had an in the file that inadvertently got deleted, we had 2 arrows and combined them to make a much better one, which we no longer have. And more bone meal there. Putting that there as well, which is interesting enough. Alright, X. Okay, we get creeper holes that ultimately need filling in. This is ultimately the height of break. Like I said, there's going to be a farm here. Ultimately, the villagers will be taking care of it. Put a retaining wall in there at some point. Yeah, we don't want to go too far from that. We want to stick somewhat close. So we only have 8 chunks of render distance in which we can be away from that. And we don't need holes here. Once we get the house built, I know it's dull and boring to watch that all the time. We'll be able to make our enchanting area, and start enchanting stuff, start making things that are useful. Kind of not in that position right now. Then we can start making the Nether a much safer place to go to. like I said, we're not going to spend a whole ton of time doing this. Just literally laying the groundwork. In fact, I think maybe this will be our final pass for now. Break. We missed something. There we go. Fill in the holes. This will be as far as we'll take the farm. And jump. Somewhat look natural, and so there'll be a retaining wall put on this side so it doesn't look so phony like it does right now. So on the closer side will be more for us, and on the farther end will be where the villagers take it over. I know we got a ton of dirt stacked away, but right now the big thing is break. Yeah, this is going to be a massive project. Break. Yeah, we're breaking. What? Oh, yeah, we can move. Yeah, eat the food. Sword. Okay, we can move the player. Why are we grabbing things we don't need? This... Alright, we're gonna have to just abort. Because it's all going wrong right now. Press. We wound up in the... Okay, we're being chased. I want to take care of this area too, but there's... Can't really do much with it, and we're whacking at stuff. Put a villager here. And we get this thing cutting through, which doesn't appear to be anything more than just minor inconvenience of more than anything else. This could be filled in. Alright, let's eat the food this time. Well, that's not what we wanted. So, of course, that's what we get. Jumping. Not crouch. No, we cannot. We definitely don't crouch there. We're safe. We were trying to get this log, which we can't get to, but we'll get it now. Break. So much to do, so little time to get it done in. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out what we want to go through the Nether, but we're not ready for it. You guys probably don't want to sit through building a house, but kind of need to get that done too. So it's just let me just see here. You know what, let's... I thought I saw something weird, but... Well, let's get rid of some junk and other things. Maybe. Thinking... So, junk, 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 junk. Let's just check our... Getting close to so we want to make pathway for village to, you know, over this. Yep, in. Perhaps in might be the way I wanted to go. Alright, so which again we're using the wrong stuff. Alright, let's just move. We're going to move that pillar over here. Yeah, I don't quite like that, but that'll be a thing. There's a path. do is move it over. Let's make this look a little more natural here. Actually, we can do this. How about over here? Yep, place. Alright, let's add this again. We do need some stuff here. Zombies are not what we need though. Again, we want to grade this out ultimately. Anyone out here? Probably will regret that question a little later as we build our path here. See a skeleton, we could definitely... Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Hit. Did we get his? No. Now we did. We've made gains. Let's cut our losses. In terms of the bow, we are back to where we were initially. So what I need to do now is get rid of stuff that I don't have room for. See, this is why the house is so important. Did I mention that part? Put that there. Important there as well. Alright, hit the X. Take this. Combine the two. Something slightly better. Put it away for now. No arrows in that. Oh, we do have arrows. Because, I mean, we've seen what's this way. We kind of know what's this way. We know what's this way. We're not 100% on this way. So this is going to dive down. I'm going to have at least the first initial set of buildings. We'll go this far. So, while we are trying to adventure our way outwards, we also want to set up for our future village. And no wonder it stopped working. And we'll worry about that in a moment. No, we're going too far. Eat the food. Perhaps the eat the food button means eat the food. Okay, not that far. Break. Get rid of this chunk here. Now we can move on. Oh look, another zombie. Let's get him out of the construction zone. Nice hit. I'm glad the button did its job. That has to be a bedrock thing. I swore it was a Windows thing, but proving me wrong there. Just got very little of this left. once again, junk. X. Alright, so maybe actually we can place as we're planning for the village, we gotta do that as well. Get the boring stuff out of the way, and then we can do more fun and exciting things later. We'll just go this far for now. How many shovels do we have? Just the one. See, as this steps down, we're gonna probably end it right here, where this steps down. We can make the alterations to the land as we go. Maybe a little later on we will. Break. Break. Yeah, so we want room for a house, and we did just that. We're jumping. So we're technically okay in that section. Alright, can we place where I'm pointing? Okay, there won't be enough here. Yeah, we're gonna need more shovels. And we're racking swords for reasons unknown. Nothing going on here. Can move the player. You know what? We're at a point you can just press. Ignore commands. So that. Eat. That's the eat the food button. And you eat the food. And to here, we're pressing the X button, might be X. Pressing. Okay, let's see if he left us anything around the building. Of course not. There was a green hissy-boomy guy. Which I cannot see anymore. Which is not a good thing. Consolidate that to gain another space. Can junk this. Pointer. Alright, any more consolidation? Yes, we can. And spending time looking to be sure that everything that can be consolidated has been, and it is. Alright, we're not really looking to go immediately in that direction quite yet. Although if we knock, press, yeah, okay, you did. Maybe one more. Actually, let's just check this. Maybe we'll have a house here. Break. Break. Perhaps that break means break. So, maybe to this point. Alright, let's just get this going. Break. Break! Break! Perhaps we should be shoveling when shovel is selected. And we're pushing down on shovel to make shovel shovel. Of course we can make a farm for ourselves as well, but as I said, I know how much you really don't want to just see me build a house, build a house, build a house, but we're kind of in that situation right now that we can't really progress much. Have a step down. That's a thing we can do right there, I guess. And how about we're pointing? Better answer. Break. break. It's the only axe we have, so we'll worry about that later. Break. Break. Let's just... You know, we might just do the same. Okay, how about we work together? New thing to try. No, I did not ask for that. I asked for dirt and place. It will mirror the same thing. Dug too far, dug too far. Actually, we don't need to do... Oh, we need to do other things. Come on. Yeah, nothing's gonna go right. Hey, why start now, right? We used the wrong material per usual. I stood away from the dryer this time to try and listen to this, but apparently it's not making that much of a difference. Placed. So, yeah. So, I mean, we can do some of that stuff a little later. So, I mean, we haven't gone really this way all that much. So let's just go this way and see what we got going here. Also, usually when oh, that's why we can't do it. Break. Break. Alright, so approximately here, we made another X we can break. And we'll just punch this one. Why? Because we can. Can break. Just placing it there, so I like to make things look more natural, but help if the game would kind of place things when where I'm pressing things. That would help. Alright. More of that. How about we place blocks where I'm touching? No, I want to jump. I didn't place. I want to jump. Only 48 left. Okay. It's funny because I'll be digging a chunk of this up anyway to put a house in. But we need blaze rods. We need the ability to move. Silly things like that. So what is on this end of pressing? So, nope, don't want that. I want this. Yeah, you know what? I want to get closer to the dryer, see how much time is left. Oh, well, look at that. It's almost time to call it good. Why did that happen? Not correct. And break. Well, it looks like our path is going to turn. Perhaps. Okay, this is the edge. One away. Back on. Oh, we're way over here, but can turn. I want to see what's here. Jumping. So it goes, it's just a never-ending mass of land. Whoa. Jumping. Jumping. Might mean jumping. Break. You can still use this stuff. Move the player. Yeah, I know this turned out to be dull, and we were gonna go explore the Nether, but it wound up being a massive project. Because how else would that have gone? So this is another... Okay, let me just put away that and that. So yeah, not much to show, but that's Mobile Adventures. Like I said, once we get the house, we should be set to start leveling up in more ways than one. Georgia 551 saying, hope you enjoyed somewhat and have a good one.